Good evening. Happy Wednesday. As you can see, it's another hectic week. I'm again hiding. Clearly did not dress for much other than errands, back end things, all that jazz. We have a sick toddler at home, so it's been really crazy. Good thing is still gotten a lot done. But the constant need to feel productive ends up being really difficult. So that's a little bit what I want to talk about today. So it ends up being perfect timing because we all experience burnout, right? So thankfully, I'm crazy. It happens very rarely. And then when it does, I'm like, oh, my kid's sleeping. I'm going to take 10 minutes instead of getting up and doing what I was going to do otherwise. But something a lot of people don't talk about is real estate burnout. And it is a real thing, especially in a crazy or even healthy market. So if you are or know a real estate agent, you know that tends to come with the territory in the job until you get used to it. It's a very demanding career to choose. You end up driving all over the place, writing offers that sometimes don't get accepted. And you're spending a lot of time and money and you don't always get paid. So that can be frustrating. But more importantly to all of you is just knowing that can happen on your end as a client as well. You know, it's a magical experience to go find a house, super exciting, but there is going to be disappointment too. And not a lot of people prep for that. And I always want to. So the main thing is, you may not win every offer you put in. That's okay. That's normal. I'm a very experienced agent. I've trained agents, worked with tons of clients. We put in 4 offers, and we're actually under contract on 1. And then that fell through before we got our home that we're in. It's not uncommon. It happens. Obviously, goal is you find your dream house. We put in an offer, you get it, everything's smooth, we close. That's the goal. That's what we're aiming for. But if you're looking and there are multiple offers and you do your best and you don't win, it's okay. It happens. I just had that happen with clients. They were a very, very strong offer. Even the listing agent let us know we were a very strong offer, but they went with something that was all cash, didn't do an appraisal or an inspection. That's not something that I would advise to most people. So you really can't beat that unless you just have the knowledge to go in and know what you're getting into up front and have all that money. So that's something to watch out for. It is frustrating when you feel like you have to jump the second something hits the market or you might miss it. It is really important to have your pre-approval done ahead of time. That'll help miss out on some things, and especially with a lender that's going to do their due diligence and ask you for the annoying things up front. So they're going to be checking your credit, checking your income history, things like that. If they haven't asked for bank statements or pay stubs yet, go ahead and send it to them, because the further along you are in that process, the stronger that you're going to be as a buyer. And that can actually help when I've had lender partners call the listing agent and explain everything they've verified, and that, a lot of times you're already approved and through underwriting. We just need to match the house, and that can shorten your time frame significantly. And then just lets that seller know that you're going to be able to buy it, right? So that makes a huge difference. Even with that though, if you get to a point where you're like wanting to look at houses every day, nothing's a fit, or maybe you put in an offer, you don't get it, you get a little discouraged, just know that that's normal. It's okay. It is completely fine to say, hey, I need a weekend off. This is why I encourage you to start looking early, because you don't want to be in a position where you need a house this week or you're going to be homeless. And sometimes people get like that. So make sure you have the time, make sure you're taking care of yourself. Same thing goes for you sellers. What I like to do, if you're taking vacation, that makes it extra great for me because I don't have to bother you. But either way, listing towards the end of the week and then making your home available for showings and open houses, that whole weekend is ideal. And that's going to get the most people through your house right away when it's new on market and really exciting. And if you can arrange to be out of the house all day, then that's less that you have to worry about. And then, it's shortly after we did pictures. So it's probably not really in a disarray unless you have a bunch of small kids like me, in which case I get it. I'll help you pick up and get out of the house. You're good. But doing it that way, that you just know you have that planned time out, is a lot less stressful than getting everyone out of the house every time you have a showing scheduled. But you're not always going to go under contract first weekend. That's the goal. Most of the time that happens with my listings. We like to prep well, price well, make sure that everything is good, marketed as the best as we can. But just depending, it may not happen, and that's okay. Our average days on market right now are, sitting between a month or two. I should have pulled the exact number, but again, we're a little crazy. Last I checked was around 40 days though. Anything over a week, I'm looking at what we can do to fix it. So that's just me being proactive. But if your house has not been on the market a month, you're good. But still, if you're getting stressed with all the showings that you're having to accommodate, it's okay to block off a day and say, hey, we're not going to do any this day. We need time for family. It's okay. It's fine. It's still going to sell. The likelihood of someone needing to come that day and they're not going to be able to come the next day is very rare. And if that is the case, then their agent can always reach out to your agent, who can reach out to you and see if it's worth making an exception. So just keep those things in mind. I think, it's something that is very romanticized, and it is, and it should be, and it's super exciting, but it's a stressful process, and we understand that, and we're here to walk you through it. And I don't ever want you to feel like I'm pushing and that you can't just say, I need a minute, because we all need a minute sometimes. I mean, again, I'm not dressed for the day. It's fine. Things still got done, right? Your house is still going to sell. You're still going to find one. It's okay. So if you have ever been in that position and you're a little bit weary of jumping back in, maybe you listed your house, it didn't sell, it expired, or you started looking and your credit wasn't where you wanted it to be, or the houses were too expensive, or maybe it was the last year or two and there were 30 offers on every house and you just could not win. Don't let that be too discouraging. That is normal. And those are the people that I'm used to working with and helping. So we can make it a little bit of a better process. It will still obviously be a real estate transaction. There's going to be paperwork. There's going to be deadlines. And we're going to have to put in work. But we can get you where you want to go. So I love you all. Thank you for continuing to watch me and my craziness. And if you need anything, I am always here.